Hey everybody, it's Star Alliance Man here, and today I'm coming at you with another model update just before the end of the year. So thank you all for following, all throughout this year and, hoping for a successful 2025. So just a quick update, nothing major, but just wanted to showcase a couple of new items and, just look forward to kind of showing you, the layout once again. Again, it's by Layover Layouts. He's done such a great, fantastic job. It's been, a good few years now since we did this design. And, I know I've talked about, the different ways that we sort of help design it. It's based in Southern California. So I'm sure most of you are familiar, but, just a fantastic, layout by him. And, again, it's still thriving years later, and we're trying to add some more details into it. Perhaps an expansion coming, but not quite yet. But just wanted to give you a couple updates. So just starting over with, the typical entrance terminal we have at the airport. Obviously, we have our arrivals, departures, check-in section is all here. One major change that we did add is these little 1-400 vehicles, which you can see are kind of lined up all throughout the area, even into the parking lot, rental car facility. So I think these are from Temu, and I'll maybe add a link below. I think they're 1/400 scale. And they're just little vehicles. So they're just absolutely perfect. I don't think that's going to focus, but, they're perfect size for, putting on, roads and things like that. So I think I got maybe a couple hundred or something like that. So, they come in like 4 colors, and they're just a great addition to have in a little airport like this. So definitely something interesting that I'd love to see in some more airports out there. So yeah, we have some more vehicles added. The automated people mover, I talked about that in the last update. That was brand new in addition to, this Marriott hotel down here. The change there, really, we just changed the train station itself. It used to go from this terminal, but it now goes from here. And it's actually a different design of the station. So it has a roof, and it's just, looks a little bit more normal than the other one. And then you have sort of a curve, to get to the rental car facility down there. So of course we have the people mover cars, which there's enough room under the bridge, hopefully. So just some small changes to the check-in setup, but, moving on to the terminal, we have added Aeromexico to depart from this first terminal. So that's something, that wasn't the case before, and it just made sense given the Delta partnership. So, we have Frontier, of course, the 320, but again, Aeromexico here using the creative glass gate. So yeah, we have the 737-800 here, Scimitars with a service to Mexico City. The Delta aircraft, we still have the 321neo serving with a service to Atlanta. We've got the A220-300 with a service to Salt Lake. And, the rest of kind of the domestic setup, Southwest, of course, JetBlue, doing a transcon. So we also have this sort of 1-400, it's a ramp tower, it's a mini control tower, just kind of to have in the center here of the first terminal. We also noticed the terminal lights are turned on, which of course is a feature of the Gemini, setup. So I don't have it turned on over on those because the battery is not installed, but these two have it. So just kind of changes the look a little bit. And as we take a look at the United setup, so this terminal obviously is for United and a couple partners. We've really maxed out the terminal. It's a little bit of a different time in the day, so Lufthansa is not quite here. We don't have, wide body departures, a mass, right? We just have the one over there as of now. So everything else is kind of ready to go. We've got a lot of aircraft at the gate. That would include the MAX 9 here. We have a MAX 8 next to that. Also wanted to feature the blast fences. If I didn't mention before, we also added those. So just to add a little bit of separation between airside and landside. But again, we have all these United narrow bodies, the 757-200, the 300, and then of course the United 319. We have the 321neo. And just some small changes to the setup of these gates. So, here we used to have some regional ramps to kind of service some small aircraft, ideally, CRJ 200s, 700s, etc. But, at this point, we just kind of are using the natural gate configuration to, service the E175 and then the Air Canada Jazz CRJ 900. So that's actually fairly easy to make happen given the setup here. And then the same thing we can do here, but with full-fledged narrow bodies. So again, we can fit in a MAX 9, a MAX 8, just given the lines that we have and given the way the gates are organized. So just a small change there and just ways that we can add in more aircraft. And of course the 787-9 here at the end with a service to London. So that's gonna be our wide body long haul service. And turning back to our kind of middle satellite terminal, I guess, this one basically has every other airline. So we have on the international side, we've got Korean here, we've got Japan Airlines. Usually I try to fit in some Asian carriers, given Southern California, we have a lot of service. So yeah, we have Korean, the 777-300ER, we have the Japan Airlines 787-9. We also have the British Airways though. This is the A350-1000, certainly one of the bigger aircraft we can fit in. Again, looks really great. So happy to have that in the airport and doing a turn to London Heathrow, of course. And then the Hawaiian. So, Hawaiian, I did make a move to put them over here since the Alaska merger. It just made sense to have them where American and Alaska were parking. So we have the Hawaiian, wide body A330-200 with a service to Honolulu. And then, of course, on the narrow body side, we did add their 321neo. So that aircraft is now parking over here, straight next to Alaska. So that aircraft doing a service to Maui today. And then we have the Viva Airbus here at the end. And then, of course, the sort of typical narrow body setup we would normally have here. The American 737 MAX 8, I think this is the NG release. So that is a new model to add in. I think that looks really great. And certainly a necessity in terms of American, narrow bodies. We also have the 800 here with the logo winglets, Alaska One World, and then the Stand Up to Cancer A321. So just some small changes to this kind of central terminal. But in addition, the airport, of course, we have runway 26 as our main runway, but we also have these stands on this side, which, I like to have, and especially for airports where aircraft come in, maybe at one point in the day, they kind of stay on the ground for a while before they leave. That's typically going to be Qantas Air New Zealand in California. These are great uses for that. But of course, the corner here is where we did add a fixed-based operator. We added this FBO from Atlantic Aviation, which you can barely see over there. But we do have this FBO by Atlantic. And it was a great addition. I love the way the 3D printed, terminal came out. I think it totally fits the space. But we did actually add a hangar next to that. And this is a small 1-400 hangar. I'll try to add a description, but I think it came out really well in terms of the size. So you can see it's really more based for, a size of a business jet or something like that, maybe a narrow body. But here we just have two E175s. So, it could be used for, kind of a SkyWest maintenance base. It could be used for a Gulfstream, variety of choices, but certainly the size of it, given the fixed-based operator we already have, the small terminals here in the corner, I think having a private aviation space totally works in people's airports. And, it doesn't just have to be commercial. JSX is a fantastic release. It's definitely the type of carrier that would utilize this. So we have a boarding ramp for them. We have a couple of cones and even some 1/400 scale, workers on that plane. So just a nice little addition and certainly something I wanted to showcase. And I think just a great product overall. And then we have the Air Canada as well. The Jets charters, A320 doing a, baseball charters, something like that. So just some small changes over there. And of course, the last piece of the airport, has to be the cargo section. We have the Lufthansa, by the way, the 787-9 just arriving here on runway 26. But the cargo section has always been, one that I like to have. And, when you talk about the cargo containers, you can get very specific cargo containers with Singapore cargo written on them and things like that. So really cool to have specific ground service equipment. And then just also having the variety, right? We have the China cargo, pretty much a staple. And then, obviously FedEx, we can have UPS, Prime Air. So just a nice little cargo setup here to have kind of in the location it's in certainly works. And again, was a great feature, by the team and layover layouts. And, just really want to credit them once again. So thank you so much, everybody. I just wanted to get through a couple of some small updates to the airport. Hope 2025 is a great year for everybody. And I look forward to enjoying some more model aviation fun and taking a look at, opening some new models that I have coming. So look forward to it. And thank you all for watching.